I was looking at your questionnaire and there was, you know, something that really struck me. You dealt with, you know, alcoholism and coming out of sobriety. Congratulations on that. When did all that take place for
Congratulations.
you and how did you navigate and to get to where you are today?
Thank you so much. That's definitely been a journey. I am about a year and a half sober now officially, and it's just been the best decision I ever made. It started
Congratulations.
off when I was younger. I started, Discovery Bay, where I grew up, is a very small town, party town. So even like in high school is when the party started and we just started drinking young. And I just found myself in this like spiral rabbit hole for years on end. And I loved the party. It was so much fun. I was also very shy and introvert. So it helped me to break the ice. That was my excuse for having a drink when I was out. But then I found in my mid 20s that I was blacking out all the time unintentionally. And it just became a disaster. And it wasn't until I met my now husband, Ron, who actually kind of slapped reality in my face of like, this isn't okay. Something's going on here. And I started to recognize it a little bit at a time. I would wake up just feeling this shame and guilt. And I think that was the conviction that God was trying to get me aware of what was going on. And so I slowly started to stop and slow down, and finally, I was like, you know what? I don't even need this. I'm just going to stop altogether. And so I just decided to stop and quit drinking. And it's just been the best decision I ever made.
Did your husband, your now husband, did he witness these blackouts? Did he witness your personality, your destructiveness happening in front of him?
He did. Yes. Yes. And that's why he actually said we had a hard conversation one day, and he was like, this isn't what I signed up for. And so it was finally like, okay, I understand like something's wrong here. Like I'm not acting as I'm supposed to be when I'm in these moments.
Were you heavily consuming alcohol prior to meeting him?
He's definitely a partier before.
Did he know this?
He did. Yeah. We went out all the time together. It was just never really an issue before. And I don't know what had changed in my body composition or something happened where I would just start blacking out more. I couldn't handle it like I thought I used to be able to. And so it just progressed worse and worse as we hung out more and more together.
Did it put you in harm's way? Imma show you what I mean, because we used to throw parties all the time at our house, and I have a friend, I'm not gonna mention her name, and I had never been around people that really drink heavily. I don't even like liquor. Heck, I can keep a wine cooler in the icebox for 2 years before I even, consume it. But, I remember her telling me that, she would drink until she blacks out, and she came to our party, and I was so petrified. And she snuck out the house. She left the party and literally blacked out. What I'm saying here with you and him, did he witness or did you put yourself in situations that could have been life threatening for you that he saw or could have potentially have happened to you?
Not while I was with him. No, he just saw my attitude change. I mean, thankfully, I wasn't put in harm's way anytime I was with him. There were some occasions prior to meeting him where I was. And thankfully, I mean, with God's grace, I got out of those situations.
Give me an
But
example. Don't leave me hanging like that.
with,
What's an example? Don't leave me hanging like this. This is rooted real talk.
yeah. Well, what first started, I say in my story that there were many occasions where God was trying to wake me up and get my attention prior to going as far as I had. And the very first thing was when I was 16, it was one of the first parties I had gone to, and I was roofied and I was raped at that party. And that should have been an awakening in my perspective of like, hey, their drinking's a problem. You shouldn't be going down this path.
Mm.
So there was that happened. When I was 22, I got in an awful car wreck. Thankfully, nobody else was involved, but that involved drinking as well. There was all these moments that should have woke me up to stop drinking at that moment because alcohol was involved in everything. But it took Ron, telling somebody who was of meaning to me to really wake me up and like understand, okay, something's happening here. You need to change your ways here.